Billy, a 6-year-old boy who was supposed to be playing at the neighbor's house, suddenly knocked on the front door of his own home. When his mother opened it, she was shocked to see Billy holding a stranger's baby, whom she had never seen in her entire life. Billy refused to tell his mother where he found the child, leading her to call 911. However, against everyone's presumptions, Billy didn't simply take the poor baby. The house was crowded with police officers and people from child services. They were all desperately trying to find out where and how Billy suddenly found a baby, all by himself. But all that commotion actually worked against them as Billy closed up. He didn't want to tell anyone what happened, not even his favorite person, his father. His father had come home early from work after a frantic call from his wife. At first, he didn't believe it. But how could anyone? It's not usual to get a call from your wife telling you the police are on their way because your son brought home a random baby. But when Billy's father arrived home, there was no denying this was very real. "Are you the father?" a police officer said sternly as Jacob tried to enter his own home. "Yes," he answered back. He didn't know why he had to even tell the officer that, as his wife began to cry at the sight of him. "Oh, Jacob, this is a nightmare," she sobbed in his arms. He wanted to console her, but all he could think was, "Where is my son?" The police officers had waited for Jacob to come home in the hopes that he could get the truth out of Billy. So now that he was there, he was quickly escorted to Billy's room, where they had kept him in the meantime. As Jacob entered the room, Billy instantly lit up. He ran to his father and wrapped his little arms around his legs in a big "I've missed you" hug. Jacob did his best not to let his emotions get the best of him. He had no idea what the gravity of the situation was. No one actually had any idea, but they were hoping Billy would finally open up now that his father was home. The tension in the room was palpable, but only the grown-ups seemed to feel it. After hugging his father, Billy returned to his play area and resumed playing with his fire trucks. Jacob pulled up one of his son's chairs and sat down close to him. He began by asking him how his day had been. When Jacob quietly answered that it was okay, Jacob played into that. It was a very thought-through conversation, but it didn't seem to go anywhere. Finally, the police were at their wits' end. They had been trying to get the information out of Billy for an hour now, and they had to find the baby's parents to bring him home. They decided to offer Billy something he just simply couldn't refuse. Seeing how much he liked his fire trucks, they used their last resort, which wasn't a very nice thing to do. They told Billy they would take away all his toys if he didn't tell them what happened. This seemed to do the trick. Billy perked up and dropped his toys. 3 officers, Jacob and someone from child services, followed Billy in silence. He silently put on his shoes and jacket and finally looked up at his dad. "I will show you," he said confidently. It was a very sensitive matter, as it involved a 6-year-old boy as well as a small baby. Billy and Jacob were being watched by the police, while the police were being watched by child services. One wrong move could be used against any of them, and everyone was aware of that. They decided that a selected group of people would follow Billy. Officer Grace, Jacob, and Melissa from Child Services were chosen to follow Billy to where he had found the baby. The 2 women had proven to get along well with him, and they thought that Billy would be more at ease in the presence of females, as the male police officers present all had that older, intimidating male look with their beards and muscled arms. As Jacob and Billy prepare to follow the police, Jacob's wife, tears brimming in her eyes, grabs his arm. She pleads with him to keep Billy safe, her voice trembling with fear. Jacob nods, understanding the depth of her concern. He whispers, "Maybe you should call a lawyer. indicating his unease with the police's approach toward their young son. This moment underscores the gravity of their predicament, hinting at the legal maze they might have to navigate. Jacob's wife watches them leave, her heart heavy. The suggestion to call a lawyer resonates with her, amplifying her fears about the potential fallout from this situation. She paces back and forth, contemplating the implications of the police's interest in Billy's actions. Her mind races with worry about how this ordeal could affect her son, showcasing the emotional turmoil engulfing her as she faces the reality of their situation. Determined, she picks up the phone, her fingers trembling as she dials a lawyer's number. The call represents a pivotal step, transitioning from fear to action. She explains the situation, her voice steadier as she seeks legal advice. This decision to consult a lawyer is a testament to her resolve to protect Billy, emphasizing the parents' readiness to defend their son's innocence and well-being amidst the chaos. Meanwhile, Jacob and Billy step outside, the weight of the situation evident in Jacob's furrowed brow. He holds Billy's hand tightly, a silent promise of protection. As they walk towards the police car, Jacob casts a glance back at their home, a symbol of the normalcy they've left behind. This moment captures the threshold between their known life and the uncertainty that lies ahead. In the car, Jacob turns to Billy, offering a reassuring smile. "Everything's going to be okay," he says, his voice laced with determination and love. Despite the turmoil, Jacob's unwavering support for Billy shines through, laying the foundation for the journey they are about to undertake. This assurance is not just for Billy, but a mantra for Jacob himself, as they navigate the unfolding mystery together. Back in the quiet of the home, Jacob's wife feels a surge of determination. She sifts through contacts on her phone, her resolve hardening with each scroll. Finding a lawyer becomes her mission, fueled by a deep-seated instinct to shield Billy from harm. This act of searching for legal counsel underscores her transition from shock to proactive defense, marking a pivotal turn in their fight for Billy's rights. She connects with a family lawyer, explaining the situation with urgency. The conversation is a blend of fear, hope, and a mother's plea for guidance. She outlines the events, her voice firm, reflecting her commitment to her son's cause. This call symbolizes the first step in a strategic defense, highlighting the family's readiness to confront the challenges ahead with legal backing. The lawyer's response is swift and reassuring, offering a semblance of calm in the storm. They discuss potential strategies and the importance of a detailed account of the day's events. This planning session is a beacon of hope, illuminating a path through the legal intricacies they face. It's a testament to the power of professional advice in navigating the complexities of law and order. Armed with legal advice, she begins to compile any evidence that might support Billy's innocence. She collects timestamps of Billy's activities, eyewitness accounts from neighbors, and any relevant footage from their home security system. This meticulous gathering of evidence is a mother's armor, fortifying Billy's defense with every piece of corroborating information she can muster. Jacob's wife sits in the quiet of their living room, surrounded by piles of potential evidence. The weight of her actions, driven by love and fear, is palpable. She knows the road ahead is fraught with uncertainty, but her resolve is unshaken. This unity of purpose, even in Jacob's absence, highlights the strength of family bonds in the face of adversity. The moment Billy's mother mentions a lawyer, the atmosphere shifts. Detectives, previously neutral, now view her with suspicion, their questions becoming pointed and accusatory. "How could you not notice your son leaving with a baby?" one detective probes, his tone harsh. She counters firmly. detailing the safety measures she religiously follows, her voice a mix of indignation and strength. This interrogation scene lays bare the emotional battlefield she navigates, caught between defending her parenting and the gnawing doubt of her oversight. She recounts with precision the daily routines established to ensure Billy's safety, her words painting a picture of a vigilant and caring parent. "I always watch him go to the neighbor's yard," she asserts, her resolve unyielding despite the pressure. This defense serves not only as a rebuttal to the accusations, but also as a testament to her commitment to her son's well-being, highlighting the depth of her parental love and responsibility. As the interrogation drags on, the strain begins to show. Billy's mother feels a tumult of emotions: anger at the insinuations of negligence, fear for Billy's future, and a piercing self-doubt. This emotional maelstrom is palpable, reflecting the immense pressure she faces to prove not just her son's innocence, but also her competence as a parent in the unforgiving gaze of the law. The relentless questioning forces her to confront painful what-ifs. Could she have prevented this? Was a moment's distraction to blame? These doubts gnaw at her, despite her outward composure. This internal conflict between rational understanding of the situation and the irrational guilt of a parent underscores the complex psychological impact of the situation, blurring the lines between rationality and emotional turmoil. Despite the emotional upheaval, Billy's mother emerges from the interrogation with a renewed sense of purpose. She recognizes the necessity of fighting not just for Billy's innocence, but for the integrity of their family. This moment of resolve, amid the storm of accusations and self-doubt, highlights her resilience and determination to navigate the challenges ahead, standing as a beacon of parental love and advocacy. As Jacob and Billy step out of the police car near the neighbor's house, Jacob observes Billy's confident navigation, bypassing the usual route for a more secluded path through the backyard. This deliberate choice reveals a new facet of Billy's actions, suggesting a level of intention and familiarity that Jacob hadn't considered. Jacob watches, puzzled as Billy leads with ease, his small steps confident and sure. This moment of insight into Billy's thought process sparks a mix of curiosity and concern in Jacob. He questions silently what drove Billy to choose such a specific route, the implications of this choice weaving a tapestry of questions in his mind. Navigating the backyard, Jacob is struck by the stark contrast between his son's innocent appearance and the calculated decision to avoid detection. This path, less traveled and hidden from view, symbolizes a journey taken with purpose, challenging Jacob's perceptions of Billy's capabilities and intentions. The backyard route becomes a metaphor for the unexpected and complex paths their lives have taken since discovering the baby. With every step through the tangled garden, Jacob's mind races with unanswered questions. Why had Billy chosen this way? What did he know that Jacob did not? This internal dialogue highlights Jacob's growing realization that there are layers to Billy's actions that extend beyond the simple narrative of a child wandering off. It underscores the dawning understanding that their situation is far more intricate than initially believed. As they emerge from the backyard, Jacob's concern deepens, his mind a whirlwind of speculation and worry. This moment of transition from the backyard to their destination symbolizes a shift in Jacob's understanding, marking a pivotal point in his journey from confusion to a determined quest for answers. The backyard, once just a part of their home, now stands as a symbol of the hidden complexities in Billy's act of bravery. Jacob's observations of Billy's actions, his intentional avoidance of main paths, and his evident knowledge of the area seed doubts in Jacob's mind about his understanding of his son. Billy's silence, refusing to share his reasons, thickens the fog of uncertainty between them. The deliberate path through the garden and a hidden gate serves as a metaphor for Billy's independent navigation through the situation, amplifying Jacob's sense of disconnection and reevaluation of his son's capabilities and intentions. As they continue, the physical distance they cover mirrors the emotional gap widening between father and son. Jacob's attempts to bridge this gap with conversation falter against Billy's quiet resolve. This growing divide is not just spatial, but represents a deeper, more profound disconnect in their relationship, challenging Jacob's perceptions and expectations of his son and their bond. Jacob reflects on the journey, troubled by the realization that his son, so young, has secrets and depths he's yet to understand. Billy's maneuver through the garden, evading the obvious routes, symbolizes his ability to navigate complex situations on his own. This moment of introspection is a poignant reminder of the complexities of parenthood, where understanding and connecting with one's child can be as challenging as it is rewarding. The hidden gate they pass through becomes a symbol of the unknown territory Jacob finds himself in. Not just the physical alleys and back streets, but the uncharted areas of Billy's mind and motivations. Jacob's realization that there's much about Billy he doesn't know is a humbling acknowledgement of his son's growing independence and the mysteries that come with it. As the journey progresses, Jacob's doubts and the physical distance between him and Billy become catalysts for a deeper understanding. The paths they take, both literal and metaphorical, represent the complex journey of fatherhood and the realization that children are individuals with their own thoughts, feelings, and motivations. This evolving understanding marks a pivotal moment in Jacob's relationship with Billy, as he begins to see his son not just as a child, but as a person in his own right. Their silent procession through the deserted streets serves as a poignant metaphor for Jacob's internal journey, navigating the unfamiliar terrains of his relationship with Billy. The quiet between them underscores the tension and the cascade of unanswered questions haunting Jacob. How does Billy know this place? The stark contrast between the safety lessons Jacob imparted and the reality of their present situation deepens his bewilderment and concern, highlighting the unforeseen complexities of parenting and the unpredictable paths children may take. As they move through the neglected neighborhood, Jacob reflects on the dissonance between the safety he's always tried to ensure for Billy and the boy's current, confident navigation of a risky environment. This realization forces Jacob to confront the limitations of his influence and the independence his son has developed. The dilapidated surroundings serve as a stark backdrop to Jacob's turmoil, embodying the isolation he feels from Billy and the challenge of bridging the gap between them. The desolate streets they traverse mirror the growing emotional and psychological distance Jacob perceives between himself and his son. This environment, alien and unwelcoming, reflects Jacob's sense of isolation, both from Billy and from his own expectations of fatherhood. The silence that envelops them is filled with Jacob's internal struggle to reconcile his perceptions of Billy with the reality of the boy's actions and decisions, emphasizing the profound challenges of truly understanding those we love. With every step through the unfamiliar streets, Jacob contemplates the unknown aspects of Billy's life and thoughts. This journey is not just physical, but emblematic of the often silent internal journeys parents undergo in their quest to understand their children. The neglected surroundings echo Jacob's feelings of venturing into uncharted territory, symbolizing the complexities and uncertainties of parenting, and the realization that children, even at a young age, navigate their own unique paths. This silent walk through unknown streets becomes a powerful metaphor for the journey of understanding and connection that lies at the heart of the parent-child relationship. The desolate surroundings and the tension-filled silence between Jacob and Billy highlight the emotional distances that can arise unexpectedly, underscoring the inherent challenges in fully understanding and connecting with our loved ones, especially as they grow and navigate their own ways through the world. The group reaches a nondescript white house, its facade betraying no secrets. The open trunk of a nearby car and a child's seat inside signal recent activity, stirring a mix of anticipation and apprehension within the group. This moment, poised on the edge of revelation, marks a significant turning point in their quest for answers. Officer Grace, taking the lead, knocks on the door, only to be met with silence. The decision to enter the house underscores the gravity of their mission, highlighting the urgent need to uncover the truth behind Billy's mysterious actions. As Officer Grace prepares to enter the house, Jacob, Melissa, and Billy wait outside, a testament to the procedural and safety protocols guiding their actions. This pause at the threshold of discovery heightens the tension, with each passing second stretching into eternity. The sight of the open car trunk and the child's seat serves as silent witnesses to the recent presence of others, adding layers of complexity to the puzzle they are desperate to solve. With no response from within the house, Officer Grace makes the decision to enter, a move met with silent nods from Jacob and Melissa. This action is not taken lightly, reflecting the seriousness with which they approach the situation. As the door swings open, the group is engulfed in a mixture of fear and hope, the interior of the house promising answers, yet veiled in uncertainty. This pivotal moment captures the essence of their search, venturing into the unknown for the sake of truth. Outside, the trio waits in silence, each lost in their thoughts. Jacob finds himself grappling with the possibilities of what lies inside, his mind a whirlwind of scenarios. Melissa stands by, her professional demeanor masking her concern, and Billy, seemingly oblivious to the gravity of the situation, plays quietly. This quietude, juxtaposed against the backdrop of the White House, symbolizes the calm before the storm, the breath held collectively as they await the outcome of Officer Grace's investigation. As minutes tick by, the anticipation becomes almost palpable, a thick air of suspense enveloping the group. Jacob and Melissa exchange anxious glances, their shared silence a testament to the weight of the moment. Billy's innocent engagement with his surroundings contrasts sharply with the adult's apprehension, highlighting the innocence and unknowingness at the heart of their journey. This scene, set against the mundane backdrop of a White House, underscores the extraordinary nature of their quest and the life-altering discoveries that await them. Jacob and Melissa stand outside, enveloped in a silence that belies the storm of emotions brewing within. The tension is palpable, a physical force that seems to press upon them as they await news from inside the house. This period of waiting becomes a crucible of tension and reflection, magnifying the gravity of their circumstances. It's a moment that underscores the potential ramifications of what Officer Grace might discover, setting the stage for a revelation that could alter the course of their investigation. Inside, Officer Grace's search leads to a startling discovery: an unconscious woman lying on the kitchen floor. This turn of events shifts the focus of the investigation, introducing a new layer of complexity to the case. The immediate call for medical assistance underscores the seriousness of the situation, transcending the initial quest to locate the baby's origins. This moment marks a critical juncture in the story, where the stakes are raised and the narrative takes a dive into deeper waters of intrigue and urgency. As Officer Grace radios for medical assistance, the urgency in her voice cuts through the quiet of the house. This action, swift and decisive, highlights the professional dedication and humanity at the heart of their mission. The call for help is not just a procedural step, but a lifeline thrown in the midst of crisis, symbolizing the shift from investigation to immediate care and concern for the woman's well-being. Outside, unaware of the developments inside, Jacob and Melissa grapple with their anxieties. The wait tests their patience and fortitude, a silent struggle against the fear of the unknown. This moment of reflection brings to the forefront the unpredictable nature of their journey, challenging their expectations and preparing them for the reality that the investigation might unfold in ways they never anticipated. The discovery of the unconscious woman inside the house marks a significant shift in the investigation, turning the narrative on its head. What began as a search for the origins of a found baby now expands into a broader inquiry, encompassing the well-being and safety of others involved. This pivot in the storyline not only adds depth to the plot, but also broadens the scope of the characters' involvement, hinting at the interconnectedness of the events and the potential for unforeseen developments. The swift arrival of emergency services marks a critical climax in the unfolding drama. The scene is a flurry of activity as paramedics rush to provide aid to the unconscious woman, underscoring the critical nature of the situation. This urgent response highlights the severity of the circumstances, serving as a pivotal moment in the narrative. As the woman is hurriedly transported to the hospital, the focus shifts back to Billy, whose actions are about to be cast in a dramatically new light. Officer Grace returns to Jacob, Melissa, and Billy, her expression a mix of concern and newfound respect. The emergency unfolding inside the house has brought a sense of gravity to their mission, and as she approaches, the anticipation among the waiting group is tangible. Her presence signals a shift in the investigation's focus, from the procedural to the personal, as they prepare to hear Billy's side of the story. In the quiet that follows Officer Grace's return, Billy begins to share his story. His voice, small but steady, reveals the motivation behind his mysterious journey. He explains how the sound of a baby crying from a parked car had propelled him into action, a detail that transforms the narrative. This revelation recontextualizes Billy's actions, highlighting a sense of responsibility and bravery that belies his young age. Billy's recounting of the events casts him in a new light. What was once viewed as potentially reckless behavior is now understood as an act of incredible courage and empathy. This shift in perception among the adults is palpable, as they begin to view Billy not as a source of mischief, but as a young hero who acted with the best intentions. The revelation of his actions as a response to a cry for help serves as a turning point, not only in the investigation, but in the relationships between Billy, his family, and the authorities. As Billy's story unfolds, the pieces of the puzzle fall into place. The emergency response, the rush to aid the unconscious woman, and Billy's earlier silence all converge into a narrative of heroism and compassion. This moment, rich with emotional resonance, underscores the complexity of human actions and motivations. Billy's initiative, driven by a simple yet profound reaction to another's distress, reframes the entire sequence of events, painting his actions in the heroic hues of empathy and courage. Billy's candid explanation serves as a beacon, illuminating the truth of his actions for everyone present. The police, alongside Jacob and Melissa, come to a profound understanding of Billy's bravery. His initiative in saving the baby from potential danger reveals a depth of courage and compassion that astonishes the adults. This newfound comprehension of Billy's actions marks a significant moment of collective realization, as they recognize the extent of his heroism and selflessness. Word of Billy's valiant deed quickly permeates the community, his story becoming a symbol of unexpected heroism in their midst. The community's response is one of admiration and pride, as they rally to celebrate Billy's bravery. This widespread acknowledgement serves not only as a tribute to Billy, but also as a unifying moment for the community, bringing them together in appreciation of a young boy's remarkable act. Upon her recovery, the woman whose baby Billy saved reaches out to express her heartfelt gratitude. Her words, laden with emotion, convey a deep sense of thankfulness for Billy's timely intervention. This act of acknowledgement from the woman serves as a poignant validation of Billy's actions, highlighting the significant impact of his bravery on the lives of those he helped. The community's embrace of Billy's story culminates in a celebration of his heroic deed. This acknowledgement by the community and the gratitude from the woman whose baby was saved serve as powerful affirmations of Billy's actions. It's a testament to the idea that heroism can manifest in the most unexpected forms and from the youngest individuals, bridging gaps and bringing people together in shared admiration and gratitude. Billy's vindication goes beyond clearing his name. It transforms him into a local hero, whose actions serve as a catalyst for community unity. The collective response to Billy's bravery, ranging from the police's newfound respect to the community's celebration and the woman's heartfelt thanks, illustrates the profound impact of acknowledging and celebrating acts of courage and compassion, reinforcing the bonds within the community and highlighting the powerful role of recognition in fostering a sense of togetherness and appreciation for the good in one another. The story culminates in a touching tribute to Billy's courage, with the community coming together to honor him. The highlight of the celebration is a ride in a fire truck, a dream Billy had cherished. This event not only symbolizes the community's acknowledgement of his bravery, but also serves as a fulfilling moment for Billy, turning his aspiration into reality. The joyous atmosphere of the celebration offers a stark contrast to the tension and uncertainty that preceded it, providing a satisfying sense of closure to Billy's remarkable journey. As Billy climbs into the fire truck, his face alight with excitement, the community gathers around, their applause and cheers echoing the warmth in their hearts. This ride, more than a simple joyride, represents a journey of recognition and honor, marking Billy's transition from a misunderstood child to a community hero. It's a moment of pure joy for Billy, encapsulated by the smiles and admiration of those around him, celebrating his quick thinking and bravery. The celebration offers a moment for reflection on the story's deeper themes: courage, quick thinking, and the significant impact an individual's actions can have on others. Billy's journey highlights the extraordinary potential for heroism in everyday actions and the ripple effect of one child's decision to act. This narrative arc, from confusion and fear to recognition and celebration, underlines the story's message about the value of courage and empathy. Billy's story has not just transformed his life, it has also brought the community closer together. The celebration of his bravery becomes a catalyst for unity, fostering a shared sense of pride and accomplishment. This communal spirit, sparked by Billy's actions, underscores the story's portrayal of how individual acts of bravery can strengthen communal bonds and inspire others to act with courage and kindness. As the narrative draws to a close, the sense of joy and fulfillment pervading the celebration encapsulates the profound journey undertaken by Billy and those around him. His story, a vivid illustration of courage, empathy, and the impact of individual actions, leaves an indelible mark on the characters and the audience alike. The celebration of Billy's heroism culminating in his dream fire truck ride, serves as a heartwarming conclusion to a tale that celebrates the power of bravery and the difference one person can make, offering a lasting message of hope and inspiration. Do you like this touching and surprising story? If so, we invite you to leave us a comment expressing your opinion. If you want to continue enjoying inspiring stories like this one, subscribe to our channel or check out the other videos shown at the bottom of the screen. Thank you for your cooperation.